Foxy Brown, Il Nana. It's been a while. Welcome to It's Been a While. I am Free Tillman, the only guy on the internet that doesn't know everything. This is a series where I talk about albums that I loved as a kid, but for whatever reason I stopped listening to them. And today we're talking about Il Nana by Foxy Brown. Before I continue, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I release a new video, and leave a comment. Now that I got that out the way, let's get into that Il Nana. It's probably a better way to say that, huh? Even though she made her debut on the I Shot You remix with LL Cool J, I first took notice of Foxy from her collaboration with Jay-Z on Ain't No from Reasonable Doubt. One thing I never knew at the time was that she was only 17 when this album was released. I always assumed she was in her 20s, but knowing that she was only 17 makes this album cover a little creepy. I've always been a fan of Foxy. I picked up her sophomore album, China Doll. I hate that she got tied up in bad business deals and outside drama because with or without Jay-Z writing her raps, she was and still is a force to be reckoned with. When I look over the track listing, I remember most of the songs, and I have a feeling I'm gonna like most of what I hear, so let's see if I'm right. The first full song on this album is Holy Matrimony Letter to the Firm. Even though she's from Brooklyn and she was discovered by the Trackmasters who are from Brooklyn and works with Jay-Z who is famously from Brooklyn, she has a lot of love for Queens. She mentions the Firm in every other song on this album back when the Firm was Nas, AZ, and Cormega. The Queen's love continues on Foxy's Bells, a remake of LL Cool J's Rock the Bells. Things smooth out with the first single for the album, Get Me Home, featuring Blackstreet. This song is one of the best blends of R&B and hip-hop at the time, or any time really. When this type of thing is done wrong, it can sound like an R&B song with a rap stuck in the middle of it, or vice versa, and this song nails it perfectly. The Queen's love continues with The Promise featuring Havoc, another song where she's pledging her allegiance to her crew. It's weird that all it took for me to hear was the snare from the song to realize that this was a Havoc production. Now I might be wrong, but I think the next two songs, If I and The Chase, are companion pieces. On If I, her and her man are having problems, and one day she comes home to find out that he's disappeared. And I believe The Chase is her chasing him down. The entire album she alludes to the idea of her dating this guy who works for a rival crew in order to set him up, with her crew obviously being the Firm. The thing is that she's already set up this guy in a previous song. So in essence, this is a concept album in which she's telling the story backwards. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but if I'm right, this album is way deeper than I and probably most people give it credit for. Her bragging about her Il Nana isn't just her bragging about sex. It's a storytelling device in which she's the femme fatale. Next is the title track Il Nana featuring her label mate Method Man. The song starts out with Foxy telling us that the only reason she raps about sex is because it sells records and she's trying to go platinum. And she was right. This album became the first female rap album to debut in the top 10 on Billboard, the first female rap album to have certified plaques outside the US, and the highest selling and fastest female rap album of 1996. It went platinum in under 3 months. I also love that she shouts out Lil' Kim on the song, which is a reminder that they weren't always rivals. When Meth was asked to do the hook for this song, he told Complex Magazine that he asked for 25 because that's what he got paid for the What from Ready to Die. He meant 2,500 and was surprised when Def Jam gave him 25,000. The moral of this story is, know your worth. The song No One probably has the most mentions of designer fashion and luxury lifestyle than any other song on this album. It samples the SOS band's No One's Gonna Love You the Way I Do, and it sounds like she's talking to herself, so this song is just her saying, treat yourself. Fox Boogie featuring Kid Caprica also doubled as the title track for this album. One, because Nana is used in the hook, and two, she talks more about her Il Nana on this song than on the actual title track. The last song on this album is the second and biggest single from this album, I'll Be featuring Jay-Z. The song was both of their biggest singles at the time, and it still is Foxy's biggest single. There's a line on the song where Jay-Z says, "Don't shake your sassy ass in front of me, before I take it there and tear you back out." To which Foxy replies, "That shit ain't happened since the Mac was out." The Mac came out in 1973, a full 5 years before she was born, so apparently Foxy got some Il Nana. I do. The poppy Trackmaster production doesn't really do it for me, so this probably isn't something I'll go back to often, but her lyrical ability at such an early age is something I never really appreciated as much as I should have, so I'm glad I went back to this. And for all the talk of her raunchy lyrics, this album is pretty tame, especially if you compare it to hardcore, which you probably shouldn't. So, when's the last time you heard Il Nana? Are you still bumping it to this day? I'm going to keep talking about albums until I run out. Until then, I am Free Tillman, the only guy on the internet that doesn't know everything. Peace.